Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So on this video, we're going to talk about how to edit your own image in Midjourney new update. Now, as you may all know, Midjourney is going to be one of the best image editor out there, even for AI generations. Even though there's going to be a payment for this one, trust me, it's really worth it. Now, before we get started for this, I want to show you some very good updates. Now, before we get started, I just want to share that this new update is only available for people who have generated at least 10,000 images, people with annual membership, which is going to be the paid subscription, and people who have been monthly subscribers for the past 12 months or a year. So if you meet one of these conditions, here's how the editor works. So there's going to be a comprehensive study for this one, but I'm going to teach you anyway on how to use this, so please get your pen and paper and note everything I do here. Let's go back to Midjourney. So welcome back to the video, and these are going to be the prices since one of the terms should be the paid plan. So this is going to be the basic plan of $10 per month, standard of 30, pro plan of 60, mega plan of 120. This is going to be the monthly billing. If you're going to go for yearly, you're going to save at least 20% of the costs. Take note about that one. Anyway, let me just go on explore here. So the first thing that you should need to know here, the pro tip that I always say, please do not use light mode. Always use dark mode because light mode is going to be really hard to check. As I say always, that only weirdos use light mode. Alright? Anyway, for this one, I'm gonna create now for here. I have different images I've created. And basically, I'm gonna look for someone or some image that I can expand. So basically, I'm gonna type in here a guy in a suit walking in the streets. Something like that one. Streets of New York. Basically for this, I'm just gonna wait for this to finish and I'll get back to you once it's here. Now welcome back to the video. We're gonna have these results right here where you can choose which one do you want. I'm gonna go for this guy right here. Now you can choose here if you want to download the image to proceed with our tutorial, or basically, you can just copy the image URL. Of course, to download this one, simply click on Save Image and it will be saved on your computer. Next up, you can choose via going to Editor for this one, or clicking Edit on the left side. I'm gonna go for this one right there, and you can see right here there is Editor. However, this is gonna be the first method. What if you want to go from here? If I click Edit for this one right there, I'm gonna have two choices, which is gonna be the new update. You can either upload the image or use the URL that I copied earlier. So I'm just gonna go back on the URL earlier, go back to Create, right click, copy image URL, go to Edit URL, paste the URL for that one, click OK, and wait for it to upload it. Perfect. It's gonna be this one right here, so we're gonna use this as a sample. So what are the things going on here? On the left side, you can move and resize, basically move it as you see fit. Erase, for example, you want to erase the guy right there. Or you can restore. Basically, restore is just the name itself. It's the opposite of erase. You also have the options to undo and redo on here, and reset. The thing that I love about this one is there is a suggestion prompt. Basically, if you can describe what's happening here, if you click this one, it's suggesting what is the image about. And that prompt right there will show here and also show there. This is going to be a cinematic shot of an attractive young man in a suit and outside walking down the streets with a New York background. How awesome is that, right? Take note, AI or Midjourney is the one who typed this. That is the useful prompt for that one, and I'll tell you why it's really useful later on. Next up, you can change your brush size. So if you want to be very accurate on removing or restoring some images, this is really helpful. By default, it will be on 100. By experience, I suggest 70 is good enough. Now, the image scale option is disabled from a few times last month, but right now it's back. This is really useful if you don't want to manually zoom and zoom out your image. Of course, we all know about this one. This is going to be aspect ratio. The most famous one is 16:9. 19:16 is going to be the portrait. Of course, 1:1 would be 1:1. Anyway, let's have some fun here. So I'm just going to rescale this one just a little bit, like so. And then I'm going to make sure, move it right there. It's going to be resized. I want to show you the power here. So I'm not gonna touch anything just yet. I just want to show you how it works, and that's gonna be the process here. Why is very important for the prompt to be very specific? Because, as I always say, a very comprehensive prompt gives you the best result. So define your image as much as you can using your prompt. And basically for this one, I think I'm satisfied with this. As you can see, I just imaged it. I just rescaled it. Clicking on this one right here, you're gonna have the option to change your stylize, weirdness, or variety. The version right here is gonna be 6.1, the latest one. You can change your mode to standard or raw. I have a video on speaking about this, so please check it out. Anyway, for this one, I'm just gonna submit edit. I'll get back to you once it's here. So welcome back to the video. This is gonna be your results. As you can see right here, we have so much thing going on here. And now some of the times you want to remove something. For example, you want to remove this guy, and that is gonna be where erase edit comes from. You can simply remove that one and basically have it removed. However, this is gonna be a different story. We're gonna focus on the man first, our subject. Let me just decrease the brush size just a little bit. I'm gonna hover everything here, making sure he's changed. And edit the prompt just a little bit. For example, a cinematic shot of an attractive young man in a blue suit. I'm gonna change this one for blue. Wearing, I'm gonna add some sunglasses. So wearing stylish sunglasses. And then I'm gonna remain everything the same. Click submit edit, and I'll get back to you once it's here. Now welcome back to the video. So this is gonna be changed. So one thing that I noticed about Midjourney is they don't have the zoom icon or zoom option. You can zoom manually using your computer, but that is gonna be somewhat not okay. So I wish someday that Midjourney can add the image upscaler or zoom in option. Anyway, this is gonna be it. These are the results we have, and sometimes it's really different. Coming from where the original photo we have right there, this is what we have now. So a little trick that I picked up using Midjourney is, for example, you want to use this, right? I'm gonna download the image right there, and then I'm gonna go back on create. Let me just make sure it's downloaded. And once in here, I'm gonna remain the prompt the same. Go in there, upload an image, use the image I have, and wait for it to pick up. So this is gonna be also discussed on my previous video in Midjourney. So I'm gonna use this one as a style reference. Basically, the prompt is the same. Click enter. So the results will be here a little different now because this is now gonna be basing on style reference rather than the edit option right here. Saying out about this one, right? This style right here. And then let's compare it with the one that we're gonna have here. I'm gonna get back to you once it's here. So welcome back to the video. This is gonna be the new results we have, and this is gonna be the workaround I can teach you. Comparing it with the one that we have, the edited version. It's really different and really okay, or much better versus the one we just edit. This is just gonna be a new tip for you. So I think I really like this, especially the lighting. So I'm just gonna simply save that one just for future references. Now going back on edit here, there are still some more features that we can try. Now for example, you want to remove this guy right here as promised earlier, right? So I can just cover this. Let me just remove my brush size just a little bit, lower it. I'm gonna cover that guy right there. And what if you want to clear the cars here? I'm just gonna clear everything like so. Make sure that this is also cleared. And basically for this, I'm just gonna add dash dash no cars and no people, something like that. And submit edit for this one, and I'll get back to you once it's here. Now this is gonna be the results from earlier. We have removed the guy right there and all of the loitering cars right here. However, Midjourney did was not remove entirely, but put the garage, or rather put the cars in the garage. So that's a pretty smart thing to do there, Midjourney. Now let's talk another feature here. I want to highlight that this topic that we're having is only applicable or much better in the latest versions of Midjourney. So I have a sample here using the version 5 of Midjourney. This is way back. Anyway, I have 4 samples here. So I'm going to use this guy right here. I think this one right here. So I'm just going to simply click on editor and change the prompt. For example, a guy walking in a park with a red shirt and his dog. Simply click on submit and wait for it to finish. I'll get back to you once it's here. So welcome back to the video. We're gonna have this dog right here, and yes, even though it's gonna be there, since this is still Midjourney, it's a bit distorted. It's a bit weird looking if you're gonna ask me, because it's gonna be under version 5. As you can see right there, it's not really authentic. So what we can do right here is open up the original image we have, which is this one. Go to editor, and then open in full editor, which is going to be the one we're using earlier. So once we open in full editor, we're going to use the erase option where you want the dog should be. I'm going to make sure it's going to be there. And I'm not going to change the prompt actually. So a guy walking apart with a red shirt and his dog. I'm not going to change anything. Simply say submit. And I'll get back to you once it's here. And welcome back to the video. So right here, we have these results wherein it really looks good now. Especially this one right here. The shadow is there, it's perfectly placed as a dog. Especially this one, alright? So that's gonna be a tip for you. If you're still wanting to reuse some of your edits from before, using the version 5 or earlier version, for example 5.1, let me just check the versions here. So 5.1 and lower gives you the option to edit here, using the full edit version. So that's really helpful if you want to restore some of the old stuff you have. So please take note about that one. Now for the next feature, we're going to talk about retexture. So retexture has a warning. So retexture will change the contents of the image while trying to preserve the original structure. This works better with prompts that are incompatible with the general structure of the image. Basically, bottom line basically is that features or photos that have a photographic or cinematic version works better rather than the very random prompts. For example, right here, this is gonna be a random prompt. So much color, so much vibrant. It's not really photographic. If you're looking for photographic, I think this one right here comes with photographic. So again guys, photographic are the ones to go through using the retexture option. By the way, I am using my old image that I got from earlier with the guy right there. So we're still using this one, alright? Or rather this one anyway. So another thing is, I'm just gonna re-download this one for example because I'm gonna use it as a reference. I'm not gonna change my prompt. Simply add that one right there. Choose a file. Go for download for this one. Wait for it to upload. And now I'm gonna use it as a style reference. So add it up right there. Use it as a style ref. Simply click on submit. As you can see right there, this will be retexture. It's more like upscaling your image. And I'll get back to you once it's here. Now welcome back to the video. As you can see right here, retexture as promised earlier looks like upscale, but of course upscale is still better. This is the sample image that from earlier, and these are the retextured image that you have. Much more better. I think this one right here works best. Again, just a tip for you. Photo, cinematic, or cinematic images works best in retexture, rather than adding some clown, some highlight, some other colors. For example, let me just look for something here. I'm gonna look for something really interesting. How about this one right here? This looks like a painting. So I'm gonna submit this one or save image. And basically, I'm gonna rerun this one. So I'm gonna use a prompt there. Add this image up. Just copy the prompt here. Go on edit. Change the prompt there. And then I'm gonna use this one as a new design. So I'm gonna use this one perfectly right here. And then I'm gonna upload the image. I'm gonna show you the difference using a different one, a for cinematic one rather than a really colorful image. Let's wait for it to finish. Adds a style reference. Now before you click on enter, make sure you're gonna be on retexture. Everything is good. I'm gonna click on retexture now. Now welcome back to the video. This is what I was mentioning earlier. Even if it's retextured, it's looking much more like of a painting rather than realistic. If you don't get those best results, choose a photo that is really realistic or lifelike. And now for the next feature that I want to show you is going to be upscaling in Midjourney. So we have talked about this one before, and as you can see, this is a pretty decent upscale. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, Midjourney is on the mid-level on upscaling because there's so much website to choose from regarding upscaling. One of which is going to be this one. So Magnific is going to be one of the best for me in upscaling, but this is going to be requiring a paid subscription plan. Now if you want to be the free trial side, I have just the AI for you. Let's go to it right now. So welcome back to the video. This is going to be upscale.pro, and I have discussed about this one in my previous videos. And as you can see right here, this is going to be the same image. I know that the minimal requirement is going to be there. There's going to be minimal changes, but please pay attention on the lower sides right there. You'll see right here that on the left side, it's a bit more blurry. On the right side, it's a bit more clear now. As you can see right here, the face, the background right there, and even the sides right here are more visible now. Giving a fact for this one, let me just show you some more examples. This is another example of this upscale. As you can see right here, the hair is gonna be more sharp. So this is just gonna be a free upscale version. Since it's gonna be free, the quality is not yet there. Anyway, going back to Midjourney. Again, for this one, Midjourney is on the mid-level in regarding upscaling, so please have your thought about that. There's so much upscaling editors out there, so please check them out. So I want to do something important here. Going back on edit, I'm going to click on new, just remove this one there for that one, and specifically, I'm going to edit an uploaded image. So I have right here, let me just go for this guy, or I'm going to look for some more. For example, this one right here. Alright, this would be an image that I created from Midjourney before. It's going to be a couple image. And what I'm going to do right here is basically suggest the prompt. And then wait for Midjourney to really analyze it and have fun with it. As you can see right here, it will be a young Japanese couple. This is the same example as I did earlier. I'm just going to do that one, add it as a 16:9, click submit edit. So welcome back to the video. That took roughly around a minute or two, and these are going to be the samples we have. I want to highlight how powerful this is. You don't need Photoshop, you don't need anything on the tutorial skills if you want to expand the surrounding of your image, especially this one right here. It's just really amazing how powerful this tool is. That's why I did it again, even though I did it in the first part of the video. Especially this one. That guy is looking at the couple, this guy is looking at the couple, and how about this one right here? I know there are still distortions, so you can always rerun it. Anyway, for this is nearly perfect. Now for this next feature that I'm going to share with you is basically a plane. I have generated a simple World War II plane in a white background. Take note, it should be in a white background to get the better results. Now going back on the edit view right here, I have a guy on the opening greenery and I have shaded a part of the sky, added this one, and then made sure this is going to be enabled as an image reference. Click submit, and this is the result that we're going to have. Given that there are some that there's going to be error, so I suggest always resubmit until you get the one that you're looking for. And this is what I have here. Pretty awesome, right? We also have this sample right here that I created earlier, and as you can see right here, this is really awesome. Even the part right here wherein the plane should be on the building is going to be subsided in the building. It's really good. Pretty awesome tool. Another example for you guys is going to be this one. How awesome is that, right? Now of course, you can retexture this one. So I'm just going to make sure that this is going to be the same prompt. Click retexture, and I'll get back to you once it's here. Now welcome back to the video. We're going to have this one right here, which is being the retextured option. Now guys, take note, if you want to retexture, make sure you change your prompt. For example, if you only added the plane flying in the sky and you retextured the image from earlier, you will receive this option. Remember, this is the one we retextured, right? This is the original photo. And then I just used the plane in the sky retextured, and this is the one I have. So if you want to get the results which is going to be involving the man in the plane, make sure you change your prompt to a better one. Comprehensively describing about the man in the business suit and the plane. Now let's check some more examples here. I have one more for you guys, which is going to be this one. It's a pretty awesome tool, really encompasses a soldier right now looking towards a plane. How awesome is that, right? Again, to get the best results in retexture, use a photo that is lifelike, especially this one right here. Pretty awesome. So basically those are the things that you can change in Midjourney. So you can explore some more. For example, you want to change some dress, some face, some hairstyle, you can do so by simply using the brush option earlier. For example, this guy right here, let me just go for images. Go to the editor right there, open full editor, you can erase everything, change everything. That would be depending on your own preference. So that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Goodbye for now.